on to the latest updates on the student visa processing time. I'm aware there have been certain queries about the time student visa application is taking currently, but happy to announce that we are now well within the service standards of 3 weeks. Uh, the student visas are being processed within the timelines of 15 working days, and the student applications, we've already started seeing the increase in the intake, and the number of students visa applications are being processed within the timeline. Just to touch a bit upon the standard visitor visa applications, this is currently taking average of 7 weeks now, and it may be a little longer for some of the applications. However, we do have the priority and the super priority service available for the visitor visa, but it is temporarily suspended for the student currently, but we may look forward to having the priority or the super priority visa switched on maybe in the month of August. We do not have the confirmed date as of now, but we will let everyone know through the social media, and we'll announce it when it's switched back on, but we can probably see that coming in the month of August. Actually the application process wherein the student will log into gov.uk and make an online application. The immigration health surcharge has to be paid along with the application, and the information on the visa application has to be filled completely and accurately and honestly during the application, along with the documents to be self-scanned and uploaded, and then book the appointment at Visa Application Center, wherein the student will be submitting their biometrics and any other documents if they were not able to self-scan and upload, and the biometrics will then be transferred to the Visa Decision Making Center, and the decision will be made on it. An important slide which talks about the supporting documents that needs to be submitted along with the visa application. And these are definitely the passport of the student, it has to be current and valid passport, the caste letter from the university, and it has to be an unconditional caste letter wherein it gives the final confirmation of admission to the student. TB test certificate is a mandatory requirement for most of the Asian countries. So yes, so all the students from India will have to submit their TB test certificate as well. Based on the circumstances, individual circumstances, there could also be a requirement of further documents, which could be the evidence of the relationship with the parents, if the funds are being submitted through your parents' account, and the proof of consent from the parents as well. Educational documents listed in the CAS letter by the university, they need to be submitted along with that, and also if there is any proof of English language skills. The evidence of funds and finances is again a mandatory requirement for the Indian region, so it may not be for the evidential arrangement countries, other countries, but it is mandatory for the students who are submitting applications from India. The cost of the visa application is £363 for a student visa application. So apart from the visa application fees, there is a requirement to show the funds as the maintenance funds, which ensures that you are able to pay the course fees and the living expenses while the students are in UK. So if the university is in London, so it's because London is a little expensive, the requirement is a little more. So for 9 months, it calculates up to £11,300 approximately. That needs to be shown as proof of funds. Otherwise, if it's not in London, for rest of the UK, the amount is £9,027. That needs to be shown as the funds, which may be either be present in your savings account, or it could be through a student loan. There are three ways in which this can be demonstrated. As I mentioned, it could be a savings account of the students, it could be a savings account of the parents or legal guardians, or it could be a spouse account as well, if the spouse is also traveling along or is also applying together, or the spouse is already there in UK. So those funds will be acceptable. The other way it can be demonstrated is through the student loans. A lot of students take loan for the education purpose. So if the bank is issuing a student loan letter, it has to be an unconditional letter wherein it confirms the details of the student, the amount being disbursed, and it confirms that the amount will be disbursed to the student before he actually travels to UK. Applicable to all the travelers who are traveling to UK for more than 6 months, and they are required to pay the health surcharge, and it will make them eligible to access the UK's world-class NHS service, which is National Health Service. The fees for this is for the students at a discounted rate of £470 per year, and it is payable at the time of the application, as I mentioned in the application process. So after you pay for this, you are completely insured in UK medically, and you will be able to access all the primary and the secondary medical care as any other UK national or UK resident would be able to access. I think most of the students would be aware of this since we have announced the graduate route for all the international students. Just to reiterate this, the graduate route has already started. We have started granted the visa to the for the graduate route for the students who have already cleared their graduation or a post-graduation course. So how is graduate route different from the student route? The graduate route is a route wherein all the international students who have completed their graduate course or a postgraduate course from the approved university, they can stay further. They can apply for this route and stay further in UK for 2 years for the courses for the standard courses, and 3 years for the PhD or the grad or the doctoral courses. So they get to stay in UK for this for 2 years or 3 years, and during this time, the students can work or look for work and do any kind of short or supplementary courses as well. This is a non-sponsored route, and they do not need any kind of sponsorship either from the university or from the employer there. They can just try and gain experience and get a job at any salary structure. So there isn't any capped or salary minimum salary requirement in here. So they can do part-time jobs, they can do couple of jobs, two jobs together as well. Also, this is a non-extendable route and it doesn't lead to the settlement. So this isn't a settlement route, the 2 years or the 3 years, and it is not an extendable route. Once this time period of 2 years or 3 years as the applicable is over, before this, the student will either will have to switch to the skilled worker visa if the student is able to secure a skill level job there, or switch to any other route. It could be an innovator visa or a skilled worker visa. However, if they're not able to secure the job within these 2 years, the student will need to come back to the home country or just switch before the route expires.